That Note with Parker Whirling. All right, let's do it. Savannah Hutson, on that note, thank you for coming on the pod. Excited to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I just noticed your nails.
Oh,
those are crazy.
Thank you so much. I try to always have something going on.
The claws. Yeah, those are great. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see them. If you're listening on the podcast, just trust me, they're really cool. They're like gold and turquoise and
kind of like all bedazzled. They match my ring.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to have nice nails because my outfits are always kind of bummy. So I feel like
you gotta prove like you can do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, the shirt is sick. The Silent Hill hoodie.
Yes. I'm obsessed with Silent Hill. I'm actually like writing a song based off Silent Hill for like my next album.
Whoa.
Just because I fucking love it so much. Can I curse?
Yes.
Okay, for you.
That's fine. Yeah.
I just love it so much, and I just I'm a huge nerd, so.
I wish I got into Silent Hill. I kind of missed that whole era, like when I did play video games for like maybe like 7 or 8 years in my childhood. I was like really into video games, but it was always just like Halo and stuff like that. And I was too scared to play like horror video games. And I feel like I would have loved Silent Hill if I got into it.
It's a great game. I'm a huge video game person. I grew up playing video games with my dad, so like I still play them like all the time. Totally not music, but
that's okay.
I love
we talk about it all. We'll talk about your acting career as well.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, put you on the spot here.
Oh yeah.
But before we get into that, why don't we talk about the album you picked from the On That Note record collection, which was Radiohead's OK Computer.
Yes. Oh my god, this fucking album means so much to me. I just adore Radiohead. I adore like just like men that kind of sound pathetic when they sing. Does that make any sense? Like,
yeah.
Just like the loser music. I love it so much.
Oh my god.
Like it's just such a great album, and it's so human while also being all about computer. You know what I mean? Like all the techno stuff in there. Like Paranoid Android is like one of the best songs like ever, I think, period. I love a good like 7-minute song, and just like everything on the album, there's really it's just so heartbreaking, in like such a fun way, like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a huge Radiohead fan. Anybody who's listened to this has heard me say that ad nauseum. I'm like a major Radiohead fan, but I'm always pumped when somebody picks an album from them so we can talk about it. But you also mentioned that you listened to them like their entire discography front to back on a road trip.
Yeah, I did, and I said this to you before we started recording, but it was like the most depressing road trip ever. It was just me in the back of the car with my little like headphones on, just like looking out the window like, oh damn.
Hand pressed on the window. Yeah.
But just like I listened to all of it, and like all of the albums have their like, you know, iconic songs. Like I don't remember which album has what, but you know, like Pablo Honey, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Has Creep?
Yeah.
And you know, so that's iconic, but like not a lot of that album really spoke to me as much as this one did. Like I didn't realize how many of their like stellar songs were all on this one album. Like it's so crazy to me to like put out an album that it's just like band after band, like it's so good.
Yeah. Do you have is this your favorite, would you say?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Did any other albums surprise you on your listen, or any songs hit you that you're like, whoa, I didn't know about this one?
There were some, I don't remember all, because I listened to all of them so much.
Yeah,
they all blend
start to
together.
Run together. Yeah.
The Benz isn't on this. What's that one on? That's on
the Benz, the album, or the Benz is on the Benz.
Yeah, the song. The Benz. Yeah. Here, okay, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that album was very surprising. And yeah, Pablo Honey too. It was a lot different of a sound than the rest of their stuff. It was a lot like, it wasn't really like my kind of speed, but I was like, damn, it's so crazy how they can switch up like that.
Yeah,
you know?
Not a lot of bands have been able to pivot the way they've pivoted, like album after album, making something different.
Yeah.
And I, as much as a fan as I am, I've never even attempted to listen to Pablo Honey the full way through.
It was a little hard.
Yeah, I know it's not their best, and everyone's like, yeah, I mean, if you like the other stuff, you're not going to care about it. But I want to listen to it just because I know that my dad, it might be the one album my dad likes by them. So, because he's into like that kind of like Gin Blossoms, Goo Goo Dolls, sort of like 90s indie alternative rock that's like poppy.
Yeah.
That I feel like Pablo Honey kind of was like, and then they were like, let's make way sadder music.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just like loser core music. Like Fake Plastic Trees makes me feel like oh my god, I'm like, whoa, like this is crazy. And it's great. It's great to it's great. Like I love it. But the Killers are like that too, where it's like if you like Hot Fuss and like all their earlier stuff, you're not gonna like what they're putting out now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you like what they're putting out now?
I actually do.
Cool.
I actually adore the album that they recently put out. I don't remember the name, but West Hills is on it. It's the one where they went to Zion, Indiana, and just interviewed people and then wrote songs about those interviews.
Is that the one with the the cross on that album and the barbed wire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's totally not my speed, but I love the Killers so much. I give everything of theirs a try. And I was like, damn, I really do fuck with this. Like some of the again, just like some of those songs are so like desperate, and it's just so like great to live these stories I have no connection to. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, that album, actually, my buddy Spencer put me on to it, and I was kind of shocked to hear it. I'm like, this is not what I expected at all. You know, everybody knows Mr. Brightside and whatever.
Yes.
I'm a very surface level Killers fan, but everything I've heard that isn't that, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I think just for some reason there's some emotional block that keeps me from like wanting to get into them. Maybe it's because when a band is like so big, I'm like, I missed the boat, even though that's silly to think that way. But yeah, that's how I feel sometimes about that.
Makes sense.
But let's talk about Patronizing, your new album, which came out. Yeah, this is what we came for.
Yeah.
It came out October 23rd. So it's been some time since it's come out. You know, now that you've had it a few months, like 2 or 3 months to kind of reflect on it, how are you feeling about it now?
Oh my god, I'm so proud of that album. I started that when I was 14 years old. There are 2 songs on the album that are literally have made it from GarageBand on my iPod Touch to like Spotify now, which I think is crazy. Like some of those songs are like 8 years old, not the production, but like the concept, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the album that we're working on now is, I've just seen so much growth, like already, just how I write, how I structure my songs, like what I write about and stuff like that. And Patronizing was such a passion project since I was literally 14. And I'm just really, really grateful that it's like something I'm very proud of, because I was about to release it as like where it still sounded like SoundCloud music a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
sure.
When I was doing all the production by myself, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna release it. And then like I met my producer like in the most random context ever, and we just like mind melded. Like we connected so well on it. Like he could read my mind. I could give him the most like crazy metaphors of how I want a song to sound. I was like, I want this song to sound like a green velvet room. And he was like, got you. And then he would do it. So I am just like proud to have like the first thing out there. There's still some songs where like, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't really like that lyric, or like, oh, you know, I don't really like this song. But it's been a concept since I was 14, because it's Dante's Inferno. So it's like the 9 circles of hell.
Whoa.
So like each song is like taking you through that. So it's a big taboo thing. Like there's a song about like lust, and there's a song about greed, and there's a song, it's all like the 7 deadly sins and the 9 circles of hell. And that was really fun to like challenge myself to write about. And like find what those things kind of meant, because I'm not a religious person, but like I just am so fascinated with that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So I was like, this is such a cool, like, you know, look into humanity, or like what we categorize like the bad in humanity as. But yeah, very, very, very proud of that album just existing in the capacity that it does, and not sounding like complete poo poo.
Well, shout out to Ellery Smith, right?
Yes!
Your producer. Shout out. Sometimes you just got to find that like partner in crime that's going to take these songs that you're like, I know these can be better, but I don't have the capacity to make that happen.
How, yeah.
And then they can really take it to like that level. What did you, I'm so curious about the 9 Circles of Hell. I didn't catch that. But what did you learn from like in a, maybe a more meta human sense?
I kind of learned that like greed is kind of at the root of all of it, which I think is crazy. Like greed, you kind of think of money, but to me greed is just like the want for too much, like the want for so much. And that's literally what all those circles and sins are about. It's like wanting too much, lust, or like wanting too much food, or like wanting to be lazy to an extent. And I think a lot of like those things that are so taboo and so big are just so human and normal. Like the circle that's based off like sloth, I'm like, the writing about it, I just wrote about being 17. Like the song on the album was made when I was 17, and it's about being 17. It's called Dumb. That's that one. And it was just like so, like, I was like, why are we so hard on ourselves? I think at the end of the day, like, of course there are some where I'm like, yo, fuck this, like lust, get out of here with like the cat calling and like all that like bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that was a very easy song for me to write about and be very like yo, like fuck this, you know what I mean? And same with like Greed too. That's Canary on the album, which is like one of my favorite songs of the whole album that no one else likes, which is fine.
There's always one. There's always
one. But like that one was so easy for me to write too, and I wrote that one back in like 2021, and it's like so crazy how it's still so relevant today, and even more so. And like the things that like was like written in there where I'm like, ooh, like ouch, but yeah, I just kind of learned that like we maybe need to take it easy on some of these things and maybe go a little harder on others, like there are definitely like there are things that I think are far worse than others that are all grouped as quote unquote bad. Yeah,
when they're all the 7 deadly sins, you kind of think that they're all as bad, but maybe taking like a really chill Sunday isn't so bad when it's compared to like cat calling or whatever.
Or like just the horrible things that people do to others. Like there's so much, and like the money hungry greed is like not equivalent to like, I don't know, having an extra cookie at Christmas time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is, man, that's so interesting. What was, if you were writing this since 14, I mean that's a long time to be thinking about some pretty intense subjects in general, but in that amount of time, like what was how much did your headspace change over the course of the concept of this album, which was when you were 14?
That's such a good question. It changed a lot because like the idea was always having these 9 songs, right? And like it was very clear what they had to be about, so it was always, there were like 4 different versions of like gluttony. There was like 5 different versions of lust, because when I was 14, it's like lust is like, and like having
it's just like an idea.
It's like an idea, and it's like there's something charming about it, and there's something like so like innocent about lust, if that makes any sense. Like it's just like having your first boyfriend or having your first crush, having your first kiss, all this. It's like it's so cute and fun. And then growing up, I think my relationship with that has got just being a woman, it's gotten so jaded where I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those songs were so interesting because lust, that is Su'ad in the album. And
what does that mean, by the way?
So
that word.
The chorus of that song is show your tits and die, which is like so vulgar. Whoa. Right?
Yeah.
But all the lyrics from that song I literally found off of like Sydney Sweeney's comment section. Like it's like when she first posted her like, and I whatever, she's an interesting person, but she's still a woman. When she first posted her like Christy training stuff, when she was like, when she got buffer and like obviously gained weight to be in this movie, the comments were so fucking brutal. I was like, oh my god, like relax. And I just like was scrolling through them and I was like, oh my God, people are like actually saying this kind of stuff. Like, just like take your shirt off and then like go kill yourself. I was like, whoa.
It's all like the ugliest 60-year-old men you've ever seen too.
With like a wife and like 5 kids on their like second divorce. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and so then it just kind of intrigued me. And all that song, so like I didn't want to call it like Show Your Tits and Die, that's like crazy. So it was like SUT, it was like the abbreviation, but like having your like spelled like you are, you know?
I see.
like a text.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no one's gonna know what that means, so maybe if I make it suit ad, it's like a advertising for a suit, like so it's kind of like a male perspective type thing, because a lot of that song is told from a guy's perspective. Just like all the little things in there. There's like a bunch of little nuances in there, like the stuff that happens in grade school, like when guys are like touch your elbows together, so like, you know, you get cleavage, like just like the most stupid shit that is so ingrained in our culture that it's just like, oh my God, it's like exhausting. It's exhausting being a woman. But yeah, so that my relationship with that has, like, if you look at the lyrics, like it's all covered by this nice club beat. You can't really understand what I'm saying. Like that was kind of the point. Is it was to feel like you're at a club and you're just trying to ignore the fact that like there's this guy who's been staring at you the whole time that makes you feel like you need to run for your life. Like that's kind of what I wanted the song to feel like, where it's like you're just trying to enjoy a night out at the club with your girls and you still are like
there's some presence
clutching
there.
Your keys, you know, you got those keys between your knuckles and stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of the embodiment. You're not really supposed to know what the song means until you really delve into it and you're like, ooh, this is kind of brutal. Are
there any times where you don't quite know what the song means until you're done with it?
Yes, actually. Oh my God, me and my band just wrote this song that I think we're just gonna release as a single like soon. It doesn't really have a place on the next album and I don't want to wait until like the 3rd to release it because it's such a good song. It's like some of my favorite writing I've ever done, but I've always been like in my little like cave writing my songs by myself. Like I've never had the pressure of like writing in front of other people. Like I usually come with a complete song to whatever studio session, or I send them a complete song. And with this, it was like I woke up with like a melody in my head and I recorded it on my phone. And I was like, okay, I know I'm already going over to Cole's, who's like my guitarist and he also produces and stuff. But I was going over to his to record backing vocals for his album, and I was like, this melody is so goddamn good, though, and I have, like, just the faintest lyrical idea for it. And then we just wrote it, and it was, like, the first time I had to, like, write, like, then and there in front of people. Like, people
man,
meaning
so
just
scary.
Cole. I was like, oh, my God, shit. So I'm, like, trying to write, you know, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge. And I was like, I don't really know what any of this means. But then I looked back on it and I was like, this is some of my favorite writing I've ever done. It's all just like twists on little catchphrases. And it kind of ended up embodying like, oh, sorry, I keep hitting this with my nails.
Oh, that's all right.
It kind of ended up embodying like how much pressure we put on ourselves to have like goals and like resolutions and stuff like that. And it's like one of my favorite songs ever. It's just all about like the pressure we put on ourselves. But it's told through all these little like, that's my alarm. Hold on.
What is that sound?
It's just rain.
Holy shit. Rain? That sounds like fucking gunshots. That's crazy.
Hey, it wakes me up. Let me make sure.
Yeah, that'll definitely wake you up. I don't know if anybody heard that on the pod, but that was crazy.
My bad.
Speaking of waking up, that I think my roommate, shout out, I think he was late for work this morning.
Oh,
I heard
that's
that
so
the
real.
like nuclear alarm going off. Like, that's been going off a little too long. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Oh no, yeah, my bad about my little crazy ass alarm. But yeah, it's just the song. It just ended up being one of these things where I was like, I wrote down all the lyrics after, because I will do that a lot, where I'll like lay down a beat and like just like loop it forever, like a beat and chords, and just like freestyle, I guess. Like, if that makes sense. And then I have to like go back and transcribe my own lyrics and like teach myself the song. And like
you're like making like vowels and consonants, but they're not words.
Yeah, it's
what
like,
could this be?
It's that, or it's like I am saying words and I'm like, that's a bar, but like I don't remember it.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? So I have to go back and like really like figure out girl, what were you saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's awesome, and sometimes it's like, ooh, that's very cringe. But yeah, like, yeah. To answer your question, yes.
Yes, that does happen sometimes. I'm just always amazed when somebody has such a concept for an album or even a song. I rarely am able to do that. It's almost always like the music comes first, and then some, like what you just said, talking about like freestyling and trying to just come up with consonants that sound right, and vowels that sound right, and then you start to form like one phrase and you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and you maybe start to base it off of that. So when you say like, oh, I wrote an album about the 9 circles of hell, I'm like, wow, I can't even imagine getting myself and my brain to like conceive of being able to write about all that. But I guess if you have, a few years of like, thinking about it, and it maybe comes over time, and I'm just too impatient. I'm just like, oh, well, I just want to write something that has like a cool little guitar rhythm.
I mean, I'm so not like technically good with my music. Like, I know like 3 chords on the guitar. I also play guitar left-handed, so it's like I can't just pick up a guitar and play. It has to be my guitar. Like, so it kind of puts a damper on things. Like, it has to be strung backwards. And piano, like, I don't like know theory that well. Like, I know how to write in like the key of C, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I think a lot of my music is the opposite, where it's like lyrical concept first, and then how can we like with the melody I brought to my guitarist, it was literally like, can you find chords for this? You know what I mean? And Cole and like Joseph, who's also a part of like this conglomerate, like they have their own band called Stair 8, which they're fucking phenomenal, and we played a show together, and these boys are so fucking talented. But yeah, it was just like me, Cole, and Joseph, and he found the key. He was like, that's in G, and I was like, oh, cool.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, it's great to have people around you who know more theory than you do.
Yes.
And then you just kind of pick it up over time.
Oh,
the more you hang out with them. What advice would you give to somebody who's never released a project before?
Oh my God. You kind of just have to do it. Like, to me, it was like, if I didn't meet Ellery, I probably would have released those songs anyways. Even though they are not the same like as they are now. Like, they've come so far, and they're so much more full, and they're just so much better than they were when I was doing it. But I was about to do it, so I could at least like show people that you have stuff out there. It's really hard. And again, I know I'm harping on like being a woman a lot, but like it's hard for people to take you seriously. Like, when I first moved here, before I had anything out or like any like idea, I couldn't really like get a group of people, because I'm from Florida originally, so I moved here nobody. It was really hard to find people who would like take you seriously and be like, oh yeah, like we'll play for you, like it's kind of hard for people to want a female front sometimes, which is fucked up.
Yeah, that sucks.
But like, just the more you do yourself, like, because when I presented like Ellery, I had no doubt that he was gonna like take me seriously. Like, he was very like, he's such a kind person. But just presenting him the songs I had, he was like, this is sick, like we can definitely like cook up something with these. So I think just having something, like, do it. You have to have the mindset of like, no one else is gonna do it for you, so you have to do it yourself. And then you're gonna find people that will do it for you and like help you, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to have that like fuck it, I'll just do it all myself. And then like, you will find your people, you will find your group, you will find your band, you will find all these people in the most weird ways. Like, I met my producer while I work as a party princess. Like, that's my day job.
Whoa.
Like, it's so much fun. I adore that job so much.
Which one? Which princess?
All the white girls. Elsa, okay. Anna, Ariel. But I was
whatever they need me
for. But I was Alice at the Botanical Gardens for this like cocktails in Wonderland event that they were throwing. And Ellery was my bodyguard because it was like an adult event and he worked at the gardens and they didn't want like, I'm 6 foot, but like 12-year-old Alice like by herself, you know what I mean? So I don't look 12, but like the idea is there.
Yeah.
So they had made sure we were protected because it was like drinking adults and stuff like that, which we don't really do. And Ellery was my bodyguard, and in between like breaks and stuff, we just talked about music, and that's how I met him. And then I met Cole.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Right?
That is a crazy way.
Insane. And then I met Cole, which led me to meeting all of Stair 8 at Dragon Con. Like I was just talking to my friend like across the hallway from each other about like our bands, and Cole just happened to be getting water from like the water cooler that was right next to my friend, and he was like, I'm in a band too, and we swapped Instagrams. And then like
nice. And imagine if you didn't even do that.
Right. It's so like I've never met anyone musically like in music that has really stuck in my life and like my career like at a show, which I think is so crazy.
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you never know how they're gonna come, but when they do, it's like you got to hold on to that because it can be hard to find the right people.
Oh yeah, it's because people try to be sleazy or just be gross or just not listen to you. That's a huge thing, is people like not listening to you, or just like trying to take your music and make it theirs too much. There's a point of collaboration and there's a point of like commandeering.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like an ego thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you're like, I've definitely dealt with that before.
Oh yeah.
But I want to get into the other part of you.
Yeah.
Acting, which I am personally excited to talk about because I'm an actor as well.
I know. Come on, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. So I'm always excited to have somebody on the pod who does both, because there's not that many of us who do both. So I'm curious just about your acting career in general. You've been in Will Trent as a recurring role as Young Angie.
Yes, my girl.
Yeah. So explain to the people who listen to the podcast mostly are musicians, fans of music that maybe don't know about the ins and outs of like the acting side of things, like how you got that role, what it's like on set, and just like what your acting career has been like in tangent to music.
Oh my God, perfect. First of all, Saturday Night is like one of my favorite movies literally ever.
No way.
So that is so cool. I watched that
That's
movie.
Awesome.
I watched that movie on a plane. It was the first movie I watched of 2025. Yeah, it was like we were coming back from our New Year's trip. I watched it on a plane. I was like, this just changed my life. Like, I love that movie so much. But so that's so cool that you were part of it. That's like insane. But with acting and like with Will Trent and stuff, it's so much different from the music industry because it's all about waiting for someone to call you. Like, it's waiting for the phone to ring. I got signed when I was 18 when I first moved out. I moved out here knowing nobody except like just like knowing the industry. I had like an uncle in Alpharetta, but like I moved to Atlanta, so I knew no one. But my friend who was in the new Pretty Little Liars show, his name is Carson Rowland. He's like a family friend. Like his dad is a doctor and he's my doctor. You know what I mean? Like so. But he was like, I was dead set on LA, and then he was the one to tell me, "Girl, go to Atlanta," and I was like, that's closer to home. It's like an hour flight from Florida. So I did, and then I was in this like showcase thing that cost a lot of money to get signed, but it worked. I got signed. It was just like it was nice. Like, you got to work with a bunch of casting directors, and then you do this showcase at the end in front of a bunch of agents and managers, and that's how I personally got signed. People get signed for free, you know what I mean? But like, I paid to do the showcase.
And which agent did you sign with?
I first signed with my manager, actually, which is so weird, because like you usually don't get a manager till later, but she's been great. I signed with Mink's management, and then I signed with Marilyn's agency. Okay. Like right after. Like that was like the showcase was Halloween, and then I think I was signed to both of them by Christmas. After like doing callbacks for a bunch of agencies and stuff like that. And then later my manager got me signed to AKA Talent, which is her and AKA are LA based, and then my Maryland's agency is East Coast based. And then it was just all about getting auditions and doing your auditions as you go, and your actors access and your casting networks and like all of that. And my whole goal was to book something while I was still a teenager, like to have something on my resume while I was still a teenager that wasn't like an indie project.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to Florida for my Christmas vacation, and I got the self-tape for Will Trent, and I was really pissed off about it. I was like, God damn it. Like, I just got home,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to book it because, like, I've not been booking anything. And if I do book it, I have to cut my vacation short, like, because it's Atlanta, and I'm not in Atlanta right now. So I did it. I did one take. I literally started to do a second take, but I was so pissed off about having this audition that I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to send it to them and whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get it anyways. And then I get a call back and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, isn't that how it goes?
Yeah. So then I have this call back on Friday. So I'm like, it's just eating more of my vacation time. And I'm like, I'm not going to get it. And now my hopes are getting up. And like, I was so angry about this audition.
Totally.
And so I do the audition, the callback on Friday. They film on that Wednesday, right? Or they film on Tuesday. Like, my fitting and my COVID test would have been on that Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the other thing about acting people don't necessarily know. You got to be ready to do, like, jump, say,
whenever.
when they say how, what is it? When they say jump, I say how high, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh my God, yeah. So I was like, great. And now I'm like, my trip is ruined, right? I'm so nervous. I'm checking my phone constantly all day Friday because I get availability check right after my callback. And then I hear nothing on Saturday, nothing on Sunday, nothing on Monday. And I'm like, well, I didn't get it because I have to be there tomorrow.
Totally.
10 p.m. I get the offer, and I'm in fucking Boca Raton, Florida. And I'm like, oh, so I gotta get my ass in Atlanta. So me and my dad drove from like 10:30 p.m. to like 5 a.m. God bless my dad. I love my father. He drove with me the entire way back to Atlanta, and like the car ride was silent. Like, I was so nervous. I was so in my head. I was so like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is a Hulu show. It wasn't a big deal at the time because the first episode hadn't even come out. And now, like,
oh, this is before.
Yeah, like,
this show was even out.
Yeah, the
Wow.
first episode was coming out the day I was on set for the first time, like, acting. So
Whoa,
like,
that's a crazy energy on set.
yeah, like, I'm getting my hair dyed orange, which this is my natural color. So like, getting my hair dyed orange was a little bit it hurt my soul just a little bit.
Did they tell you that ahead of time? Did you know you had to do it? Okay.
Oh yeah. So I was like, but I'll do anything. Like, I'll do anything for this. Like, I don't care. Like, destroy my hair. I don't care. Shave it off. I don't care. But I was like,
I feel this energy so much. Like, whatever, just do it.
Just I don't care. I'm just so happy to be here. So yeah, I'm getting my COVID test, and I'm getting, all this shit done, my fitting, and then I'm on set on Wednesday, and I'm like in my trailer. I have a chair with my character's name on it. Crazy, like, dream come true. Like, I'm at Eagle Rock Studio with these sound stages with like these insane people. I met the entire cast. Like, I got to work opposite of Ramon, who plays Will Trent in season 2. But like, I got to meet him before, and he was like, yeah, we saw your tapes, and like, we thought you were so great. And he was like part of the casting process because like he was casting Young Will and Young Angie. So it was like,
whoa, I
was like, this is so insane. And it was just a dream come true. It was like the nicest set ever. And I'm so used to doing indie films where you have to do everything yourself. Like, you have to do your hair, your makeup, your costume. Yeah. You have to make sure that like your shit is like continuous. Like, you gotta make sure your like lipstick looks good. Like, all that just exhausting little tiny stuff. Sometimes you're, doing other crew things. But when you're on a set like that, you are like a baby. They're like holding your hand throughout the whole thing. It's like,
can I get you anything?
Like,
do you need anything?
I'm like, yes. Yeah, like, oh my God. Like, this one girl like held my coffee for the whole day. And I was like, girl, you can just throw it out if you want. And she was like, no, do you want it later? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'll hold on to it. I was like, what the hell? Like, what I mean?
It's a very strange
like,
feeling.
Crazy.
If you're not used to that, and you shouldn't get too used to it.
No.
Which is the thing. It's like, you should always remember like that you don't we don't deserve to be treated like that on set. It's ridiculous and stupid, but some people, but it is really nice, of course.
It is so nice. But even like the talent eats first. I'm like, why?
Yeah, that's
we're
always
doing like
kind of a weird one.
Yeah, I'm like, we're doing like arguably the least amount of work. You know what I mean? We sit in hair and makeup for however long, and then we're on set for like 5 minutes. It feels like it goes so fast. Like, your time on set, like from and you're waiting a lot. Like that's like another huge thing is like 90% of being on a set is just waiting around.
Waiting around in your
Waiting
trailer
around.
or in the, wandering the set.
Yeah. So yeah, and the difference between music and I think acting, and why I kind of do like the music industry a little bit more. Like I like both crafts equally, but industry wise, I love that you have so much more control over your music. I love that it's like you kind of go as fast as you want. Like, you know, like if you're reaching out to people, if you're posting, if you're making stuff, like you're going at your own pace, and hopefully something sticks, which more often than not with like TikTok and all of that, something will, which is great. But with acting, it's just waiting for that damn phone.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
Yeah. I've literally always said that too. Like when people are like, well, which one do you like more? I'm like, well, the thing about music is I can kind of just do it whenever I want.
Right.
With acting, it's like, if I get an audition, then I get to do the thing. And now I'm trying, now I'm wanting to produce more and get into that. So now that does kind of become like I can take that control a little bit. But even still, like if I produce my own film and do all this stuff and that's all great, I'm not getting paid SAG rates to be on set.
Right. SAG is, those SAG rates are fire.
Yeah, they're
those
awesome.
Residuals are so nice.
Oh yeah, and shout out to Will Trent for being like one of the #1 employers of Atlanta actors.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I know. It's such a good, and I've been so grateful to go back for season 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah,
and,
that's so sick.
They're doing 4 right now. I don't know if I'm going back for 4. I don't know until like the day before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you don't know until like the week before. You're on set. And even the entire time, every single time I've gone back, from getting the audition in the first place to just like getting called back for like the other seasons, it's like the entire time I'm like, they can cut my part. Like they're probably gonna cut my part. Like it's probably not gonna matter. Like I'm like the day before I go to set, they're gonna be like, actually, we cut your scene, and like that's gonna be okay. And it's kind of like the mindset you have to have. It's so uncertain, and like I think TV is a little bit more set in stone than movies are with like their scenes and stuff. Like not much changes from the script to the edit, as much as movies can. Like movies cut so much, but the whole time I'm like, okay, well I did that. Who knows if they're gonna cut it day of and whatever. Like la la la. I just have to like close my ears and like la la la.
Yeah, you're like whatever, just do the thing. Don't even worry about it. Like it's out of your hands, and that can be once you like really grasp that, you're like, whatever, I can't do anything. Like that's the shitty thing about doing stuff like this is, and you can be stoked on a movie or something that you did, and then you wait around a year and you like tell your friends, you're like, hey, keep it on the low, but I'm in this thing, and they're like, no way, and then everybody goes to see it in the theater and you're like, where were you? And you're like, they fucking cut me, they cut my whole shit. And like I've just heard so many horror stories. I mean, that's happened to me for sure, but not as much, thankfully, knock on wood, lately. But yeah, I know people who've been straight up CGI'd out of like Marvel movies.
Damn, yeah.
They CGI'd those residual checks out of his fucking bank account.
Oh my god.
Which sucks. But yeah, acting can be really sweet. It's just it's a little bit less in your control.
Yeah, once you get to do it, it's great. But you need like a whole team of people who really want you to. You know what I mean? It's like not just like you can play shows wherever, like, you can play a show, you can make your music with your friends, you can always be performing your music, but like, damn, you need like the casting director, the director, the producer. You need a lot. Like you need a team of people who really don't give a fuck about you to really, really want you on this project. It's not just like pleasing one person. Like because Will Trent's Disney, or I think I don't know what's going on with them. I think it was for a second, or I think it still is. I don't know. It's a one big conglomerate. It's very confusing. But it's like they do like a lot. Like it's a lot of people to go through. It's a lot of people that are like that have to approve you. And that's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, and they might not like you because you look like, their shithead nephew they don't like.
Right.
It's like not your fault at all.
Literally. They might not like you just because, like, well, I'm also very tall, too. So it's like a very hard, like, it's always like, hi, my name's Savannah Hutson, and I'm 5'10". It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we all stretch it a little bit one way or the other.
Stretch it a little bit down. But it's been cool because I've actually been getting auditions lately where it's like, we want people like 6 foot or taller. And I'm like, Cool.
Nice.
For like these more like powerful like type badass women, which that's my dream, is to be like an action star type, Charlize Theron type, you know,
Cool.
Jennifer Lawrence type. So it's kind of it's just, that's the other thing. You could book a job and then you don't like what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, happens all the time. And then for some people, they're trapped in that. Like Robert Pattinson in Twilight, but he broke out.
That boy broke out in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Motherfucker is Batman. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
I mean, it's crazy the career he's had.
I know. Oh my god, it's just so. I mean, I haven't even watched the show, but like Heated Rivalry or whatever, that show that's like really.
Heated Rivalry?
Yeah. It's like
He's in that?
No, he's not in that. But the two actors in that were like, they're both like, they're the main people in it, and they're like, yeah, like 8 months ago we were still waiting tables, and now they're like at the SAG Awards, and I'm like, that's so inspiring.
Yeah, something can just flip on a dime like that.
Right.
All right, Savannah, let's take this thing to the last 5, where we're going to go through 5 quick questions
Period.
in this magic bowl. Let me make some room on the table here.
I've been talking so much. I haven't
That's always how it goes, honestly. Let me shuffle these bad boys around. So you can just pick one at a time, 5 different questions that we'll go through, and then we'll be done.
Okay. Who do people often, can I read? Who do people often say you sound like? Is this for me and you?
I can do it with you if you want.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You're the only one other person that's asked me to do it with them.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah.
Me first?
Yeah, you go first. You start us off.
People always say I sound like Billie, and I don't really listen to her. She's awesome. Like, I love that girl down, but people always do compare me and my music to Billie Eilish, and a lot of the older stuff on Patronizing was written and like done when I was like 14, right before her album came out, when we all fall asleep, where do we go? And I was like, oh, she hacked into my garage band and stole my
She's like, let me
sound.
steal all her ideas.
But I get Billie. My stage presence, I've been told I remind people of Gwen Stefani, which is a huge fucking compliment. Like, if I had to play anyone in an autobiography movie type thing, it would be her.
That would be awesome. She's
girls.
badass.
She's so sick.
I feel like you kind of remind me of Ethel Cain a little bit.
Oh,
in
really?
the vocal style. That's what I was thinking today.
Damn!
Yeah, it's kind of like ethereal presence.
Oh my god, thank you so much. That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, of course, she's awesome. I guess the thing I get a lot will be, not that I necessarily sound like the Beatles, but they're like, oh yeah, you like the Beatles? I'm like, yeah, well, but that's a little obvious sometimes. I do get a fair amount of people being like, you kind of sound like Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Oh my god.
Which I'm like, that's great.
You kind of look like him a little bit, just like a little bit.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, I was such a huge Coldplay head in like 7th, 8th grade, freshman year of high school. Like, that was a big Coldplay.
I love them.
Pre-Radiohead. That's like, I kind of just transitioned into Radiohead.
That's the gateway.
Yeah, so I get a lot of Coldplay, like early Coldplay, a lot of Beatles, and somebody told me Peter McPoland, which I thought was a really cool thing, because I recently got into him, and he's just another skinny indie white boy, you know. So I was like, hell yeah, that's dope.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's do question number 2.
Okay. Best live show you've seen. This is about to expose me. 21 Pilots, girl.
Dang,
such a little 21 Pilots is my favorite band ever. Listen,
That's
I know
funny.
But they're so like, they were the first band I listened to when I was like 14, when I started making. They're the reason I started making music, because I was like, damn, songs can actually like mean something, huh? I was like, these lyrics are so good. But their shows, I've seen them, I'm not kidding, I've seen them 10 times. Like, literally, I saw my 10th show in October with my best friend. Their shows are like nothing. First of all, everyone's so nice. I'm in pit all the time. They're not rude. They're not shoving. They're not like being obnoxious. So it's like a safe pit, but also like it gets really energetic, and they're just in the crowd. They are all over the place. And it's so, God, they're the best.
Shout outs. Yeah, I saw them at Music Midtown like 10 years ago.
Oh my
Yeah, I mean, not intentionally. They were just on, and I'm like, oh, nice. And the guy was climbing the fucking whatever rafters.
Yeah.
But I would say the best show I've ever seen. I just talked about this last night. There's a couple that I come to mind, but Bon Iver was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Like back in 2022, I think is when I saw him at Chastain. That was just a crazy show. The most recent one I saw Dijon in November of last year, and that was at the Tabernacle. That was incredible. I
love the Tabby.
Yeah, the Tabernacle's maybe my favorite venue. Eastern is really amazing too.
I saw 21 Pilots there
cool.
when they did their takeover tour, and it was really cool to see them at like this, because I've only seen them in stadium shows, so it was really cool to see them in that tiny venue, and it was like so
at the Eastern. Yeah, that's kind of small for them, I would think.
Well, they did the Tabby, and then they did tiny to like big, so they did like 4 shows back to back. It was like the Tabernacle, I forget the other one, the Roxy, and then they were at State Farm, or
all
one
the
of
same
those. Like all the same week. Yeah.
Whoa.
It was
that's
crazy.
Kind of a cool
I saw
idea.
like all of them. All 4 shows. I saw them with my mom.
Wow, that's sick.
My mom's in love with Josh Dunn, so.
Nice. Which one's married to Debbie Ryan?
Josh Dunn.
Okay. That's a crazy crossover episode. I was like, what?
Hey, they're so cute.
Yeah. So that would be, and then Phoenix was like my first favorite show of all time when I saw them at the Tabernacle also in high school. Yeah. Question number 3.
Yay. Okay. Fantasy supergroup. What does that mean?
So like if you could put together a supergroup of like 3 or 4
to like
artists,
play
like
with
a
me?
drummer. Sure, yeah, it could be with you. So these questions can be very subjective.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I think if I was fronting, if I was singing, I think I need 21 Pilots up there with me.
They're getting all the shout outs.
I know. I think I would love like Josh Dunn on the drums. I would just like Tyler Joseph's stage presence is so insanely weird, and I love it so much, and I would just love, that'd be such a challenge for me. But also like fucking Joe Keery, put that man on guitar.
God.
That boy can rip. I love that.
That was another
guy
amazing
so much.
show. Did you go to the
Yes,
Roxy? Yeah,
yes.
it's fucking awesome.
The Roxy venue is not my favorite. I always feel like I'm like gonna die in there just a little bit. Like it's always very hot.
So flat too.
Flat. I'm lucky I'm tall, but
True.
Yeah, that show was really that show was lovely. Although I liked how he didn't have the lights on him like at all, so you like barely saw him, which I thought was cool because it was more about the music and less about like Joe Keery, which I feel like a lot of people were there for, Steve Harrington, and my ass was not. Like those songs are so important to me. I love his song so much. Yeah,
me too. I've been a fan of him since the first album that he put
Me too.
out. Yeah,
Since
and it's so cool to see him like really blow up.
Yeah. I mean, End of Beginning was like my song before it was big, and I'm so happy it's big because I feel like people like to gatekeep, but I'm like, I want him to get love, so he does shows and makes more music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was kind of shocked that was the one that blew up because I liked that album, but it was never my favorite. I loved. Oh my God, I don't know why I can't remember. It's the second to last song.
Climax?
No, it's like whatever. We'll figure it out. It's and then Slither, that last song is fucking awesome.
Damn.
Gloom was great. I loved that album, but In the Beginning was never like on my radar for the one that would blow up.
I just loved it because it's about him booking his first big thing. You know what I mean? And like it meant so much to me because it came out around the same time I booked Will Trent, so I was like, oh, this song speaks to me. And my mom, like the part where he's like, just trust me, you'll be fine. My when I'm packing up all my shit from Florida to go to Atlanta at 10 p.m. that's like my mom said that to me like verbatim, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
That's so cool.
So yeah, I love that song.
Nice. So you would go, so Joe and then both 21 Pilots. Nice. Man, yeah, I don't know. I feel like for me it would probably be on drums. I'm gonna go with the drummer for Wilco, Glenn Ketch. He's fucking awesome, and I love that band. And I'll go with 2 Radiohead guys for bass and guitar. I'll go with Colin Greenwood. Colin Greenwood on bass, and then Johnny Greenwood on guitar.
Weird.
And then I'll front it. The problem with this is you can be like, oh, and then let's get like a DJ guy doing mixing, live mixing,
and like Lord can also like be my
yeah,
backup
she'll do a tambourine or
vocals
something. Yeah, just like finding random things for huge people to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Let's do question number 4.
Cute. Okay. Oh, least favorite song / album from your favorite artist.
Which I think we've established is 21 Pilots.
That is true. Shit. Okay. Oh, okay. So my least favorite album from them, low key, and this is everyone's least favorite. It's Scaled and Icy, because that was like the album that came out during COVID. I get it though. Like I appreciate that album so much. And it's my mom's favorite. My mom, like, again, she might be a bigger fan than I.
Wow.
And she loves that album so much. It's so happy, and it's like it's just like such a good little like beacon of light, but it doesn't sound like the rest of their music. But I also like understand where he was coming from with the album. And also like just having his first kid and all that. So I love that album, but it definitely is not it is my least favorite, just out of them. I don't think I have a least favorite song though. Like I love all those damn songs.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a song. Or it's I don't know. For me, it's a little easier to pick a whole album.
Yeah.
But I don't know that one at all. I was looking at my phone because I was trying to remember the one 21 Pilots song I do like heavily fuck with, and it's Next Semester.
Oh,
that song is awesome.
It's so good.
Because I don't really know any of their other stuff other than what they played on the radio.
Yeah.
But that song, like, man, that song really hits hard.
Their whole album that just came out, Breach, is such a good combo of all their sounds from all their different like eras and stuff. And that whole album is like perfection to me. And it might be recency bias or whatever the fuck, but like, oh my god, that album is so, I could talk about it forever.
Yeah. Okay, for me, I think it's kind of obvious at this point. Radiohead's my favorite band since I basically said that. So I think I'll probably go with, it'd be too easy to say Pablo Honey. So I don't think that's kind of a cop-out answer. So other than that, I think I'll go ahead and probably say, I guess I'll say King of Limbs, which also is not very controversial. But I used to be like a staunch defender of that album because I love a few of the songs on there. But like, I could see why it's not the most beloved one, especially like people waited like 3 or maybe it was like 3, 4, 5 years between In Rainbows and that one. And then that one came out and they're like, what? Like In Rainbows being one of the best albums of all time, and then going to that and you're like, okay, this is kind of not so good. But I really love like Lotus Flower on there and a few others, but as a whole album it's not the best. So I'll say that.
Period.
All right, we got the last question.
Last one. Okay. Oh, unexpected musical influence. Oh my god. I feel like for me, I really love The Killers so much. And I feel like
I wouldn't have guessed.
Like I feel like it doesn't show a lot in the album that I just put out. But their writing and like the way, like if you listen to my album, I say like in my lyrics, I say like shut up like twice, I think, in 2 different songs, right? Like, and I'm like, because I think I heard a Killer song. It was during the era where I heard a Killer song where he said shut up in the song, and I was like, whoa, you can say that in a song?
Yeah.
So
you're like, you don't even blink at Show Your Tits and Die, but like shut up is
I was
crazy.
like, whoa, guys, whoa. So a lot of their lyricism is just so like, it's so great. Like there's one lyric, like ugly pink apartments, like in one of their later songs, where that just sticks with me so hard. Whoa. And I'm just like, oh my, they're just saying like sentences. And to me, it's so, there's something so like weirdly poetic about just saying like something that doesn't sound like it is. You know what I mean? So I think I would love to take more of their like rock sound into my future stuff, because like I love rock music so much. Like and it fits my voice better than like a lot of the like like stuff that I do. And I would love to just like find songs where I can comfortably sing like a nice belty rock. Like Skinned off Patronizing is one of my favorite songs because it's all so rock heavier than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is a song that was the latest song that I wrote like a year ago. So like it's very fresh to what I want my sound to sound like. And it sounds a lot to me like Killer inspired, I guess, like as much as it can be for coming from, you know, me.
Yeah, it's cool to start noticing those influences creep in, and it's, you know, typically never done on purpose. You just look back later and you're like, oh, this kind of does sound like a Killer song or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can hear the, you know, this little vocal inflection. Like I'm noticing when I'm like taking like Spoon. I love Spoon, that band, and the singer is like one of my favorite singers ever. So I've just noticed over time that I'm like doing little things that he does because I think it sounds so cool. I'm like, I mean, nobody else would really notice unless they're a huge fan, but it's just fun for me to be like, oh, I'm kind of like taking little bits and pieces of these guys.
That's so cool.
I think my my unexpected musical influence would be the last like 2 years I've really gotten into ambient music and like droney stuff, or just really like really heavy electronic beats. This year, or I guess 2025, last year, I listened to a lot of this guy Tim Hecker, who's very like just like literally kind of ambient noise. There's never words. It's always just kind of like just vibes, like literally just vibes. So I don't know, that's been a huge thing for me lately. And like Ethel Cain put out that album Perverts.
Yes.
You know that one?
Yes.
Yeah, like I think that album is so sick, and like I went through a phase where I was listening to it like every day because it was just, I never heard anything like it, and it's so creepy.
It's so haunting.
Very haunting.
So disturbing in the best way.
Yeah, there's like a 12-minute song with just like a hurdy-gurdy being like strung back and forth, and she's like naming like all these 9 circles of hell type of shit. Like, I'm like, this is so creepy, but especially during the winter at night, you're like, man, this is so perfect. Like this is hitting. I'm like doing it while I'm baking cookies, and like this is fucking awesome.
Yes.
So I'll go with that. I'll go with that album in particular, that Perverts album. I really love it. And just ambient music in general. But Savannah Hutson, we did it.
Yay!
Our episode of On That Note. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
So fun.
Everybody needs to check out Patronizing, new album out now, new music on the way as well. Do you have any shows or anything coming up you want to promote before we go?
Not yet. Just look out for my new album that's gonna be coming out this year. It's called
Sweet.
Idols.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
And where can we find you on the social media?
My Instagram is just my name, but the H's are combined, so it's Savannah Hutson, but it's like one H.
Yeah.
Nice. And then it's the same for TikTok. My music is my full name with both H's, so Savannah Hutson. And you can kind of just look me, and it's Hudson with a T. That's very important.
Yes.
Because there's a badass Savannah Hutson out there who also makes music, but Savannah Hut.
Collab win.
I know.
That would be awesome. Cool. Savannah, thank you again for coming on the pod.
Thank you.
On That Note with Parker Whirling.